I want to help you unlock your punch potential and to hit people with science. This talk is about conservation of angular momentum and where you might be able to find this in your martial art to take advantage of all that it has to offer you if you know where to look, if you understand what you're looking at, and if you can feel how and when to make it work with you and for you. We'll cover 3 aspects today, starting with efficiency, which will lead us into speed, and speed brings us to force, or punching power, the amount of force delivered from the punch. So we start with efficiency. The science behind this is looking to decrease friction and increase the efficiency. And so that, again, if you imagine an ice skater is the prime example that should be wide known to most people. Ice skaters, arms out, whatever it is, they spin. They get the arms closer and closer and closer and closer. And the tighter they bring their arms, the faster they rotate. You have a rotational axis, the point of inertia. If you swing your arms, you'll feel it being the fist or the hand. That weight, that gravity, that blood, that prickly feeling you have, that's the inertia acting on this. Okay? And if you bring your arms tighter, try and keep your elbows down and still keep the hands outward so you can feel the inertia and the effects of the gravity on your hands. And as you rotate and bring the hands tighter, you'll increase speed. The hands are filling with blood. It may have gotten tighter, but the blood is still being swung out to the extremity. As I rotate, it's here. And if you look at the position I end up in, this is still my point of inertia out here. But now I'm connected to this rotational axis. And when I rotate, I launch it out. Or if I rotate, I launch it out. Experiment with your body. Find a point of balance, 50-50-ish at least. Keep in balance. Sometimes when you attack, you'll be more forward and intention forward and aggressive. That's fine. You still have a rotational axis right here. This foot, this point of spine, this is my axis up here. So when I rotate, I'm rotating the back to shoot the front. If I'm rotating the back to shoot the front, my axis is still here, but I have multiple fulcrums and multiple rotational axes throughout the body that work in concert to achieve all these things together. Simplify down to one big one, which would be this big one here, yes? So you have that working for you. But then, if I do that and I'm leaving things behind, I'm not using my foot and hip, I'm not going to be optimizing. I'm not increasing efficiency. So increasing efficiency is going to be looking at your entire structure, experimenting. Okay, this is what I do when I rotate the back one. Now what if I rotate the front one? If I rotate the front one, does anything change? Does my rotational axis feel a little split? Do I feel like my posture is a little bit forward, but the back is unmoving and stabilizing? Does that mean that when I shoot this out, is this faster or this? Even with the cross, you have to look at it. If I throw a cross and I go, okay, what happens if I'm at the back side of it and I want to do this? Feels weird, feels off balance. So if I put that, what if I do it from the front? No, it's not working. No, it feels weird. What's going to allow me to do these things, right? So if I go a bit forward, then I have a little bit of freedom. My weight's back. It feels conflicted still. Like I'm throwing from far away. But a little bit more forward, a little bit more balanced, I can rotate. Whew. Rotate the foot, the hip, and the hip brings this, boom, out. And you get to launch it. You get to launch it. Now we're gonna move up to speed. Speed is built upon this optimal positioning that you're setting yourself up with this baizhong, this ready position, this on guard, whatever you call it, whatever it is to you. As long as it's ready, as long as it's active and athletically capable for your physical reality and necessity, right? That's where we go. So if we have an efficient structure and we're looking at speed now, we have to start looking at movement. We have to look at mechanics. What are the mechanical advantages in place here? What are the rotational axes at play that we have to be able to control? How do we maintain balance while timing our relaxation to fling off like a rubber band, but then tense enough to stabilize to not get damaged or hurt or rebound the force that we're delivering, and then we got to relax again. It's a lot. It's a lot of moving parts. So if I go here, I have to feel and look. So let's say this time if I go hand, hip, foot, hand, hip, foot. Okay. Now what happens when I turn it around and I go foot, hip, hand? What happens? You feel the difference. You see the difference. And if you're hitting something, you will hear it, see it, and feel it. But it has to start here. 1, 2, 3. It's like a whip. Whether it be a towel or an actual whip. Right? A loose strike, moment of tension, and then relaxation and retraction, recovery. Back. You have to go back to balance. If I go off here, it's a waste. I fell off the cliff. I wasn't in control. I fell into a pit of scorpions. I slipped and fell on the ice. If you cannot maintain balance and control your rotational axes, if you cannot control your timing that you are moving through time and space, you cannot control the relaxation and tension. If you're not in control of these things, you're not going to operate optimally. You won't be able to pull it off. So keep it in mind. Think about it. Think. You position yourself optimally for success. You start to move things. You move. But the key is going to be finding that rotational axis and feeling when it loads up and ready to fire. And then you're at the end of your range of motion. Moment of tension, and then relaxation, and come back home. You have to feel these things to build it. And obviously, now you got it. So we're ready to move on to the third part. We had efficiency, we had speed. And now this should lead us to force, or increasing the force, or the power of our punch. The efficacy of our punch will be increased because of an increased speed to our mass, which increases force. Force equals mass times acceleration. Angular velocity will increase as we are using the conservation of angular momentum. As we rotate on this axis and we get closer to it, the speed and acceleration increases. Now, when we decide to stop rotating and launch off, still utilizing the rotational axes, we are just unfurled and then curled it back up. So folded or collapsed or closed and open. But it's also contradictory because we are open and outreached, but our hips are closed and our foot is closed. A lot of things are going to be open and closed. Open the hips, the foot. Close the hips with the foot. But it has an impact of everything up here. From the ground up, you have to be in balance, in control, and aware of where you are in time and space, not just your balance, but physically overall, everything, all of it. If I can't hit with this hand because there's a brick in front, then I need to at least rotate on some line that I can go there, or I'm going to have to move and reposition before I can start throwing that one out. There's realities you have to fit into.
As we built up our understanding, we know what conservation of angular momentum is. We see those figure skaters spinning slow and skidding fast, and man, that's crazy. Didn't ever know what that was, but now I do.
We're just getting started. The science that can help us improve and optimize ourselves, along with our art, tightening things up to maintain mechanical advantages, to stay in balance, knowing what it means to stay in balance. Discover some new perspective. Don't get bogged down in the details when it comes time to do things, but when you put in the work and you bring that intention, really use your mind, really think, really aim to feel and to know and to understand, you can do it. How do you know when you grow, when you improve? Be honest with yourself. Experiment. Be weird. It's going to be wrong, going to feel wrong. Going to be right, going to feel right. This is how you find when you might want to use something in a different way or at a different time, or use it all the time or never again. You got to learn. So let us influence and improve our martial art with science, please. We're not all the same. We're not all made the same, especially the smaller people. I'm not a big guy. I'm not too big and strong. How do I learn how to build myself up and deliver an effective strike to properly dump force into an object, target, or opponent and minimize the time and danger and damage that I have to absorb or experience in that? This is part of it. Not everything is all encompassing. Not everything is applicable to everything at all times. And not everything is absolute. These are key points to use and be aware of so you can feel and understand when you might be in need of it or when you might catch yourself doing it instead of something else, to be able to differentiate, but also to recognize the similarities that bring things together, that brings cohesion, something that has synchronicity. We're all here together, but still as ourselves.